It's got sound and stuff, hasn't it?
Should do, yes.
Yep. Great. Okay, so if you have a cheers. So if you have a look at these measures, the hardest measure, I mean, no creditors was okay, social great parties was okay.
It's good. Yeah.
Yeah, you like the parties, don't you?
Yeah.
I mean, and the
Governance.
transparent audits. I mean, it took a bit of courage, but we're doing that now. We've got a new technical manager, so that's happening.
Right.
The last one, our environmental measure, is carbon in. Now, in a way, this is where Rainforest Saver is so critical to us. I want to make this claim, carbon in, and in fact we're now making this claim. So the reason we can make this claim is because we've developed our database at Alara that now gives us a bootstrap value of the embedded CO2 equivalent in all of the food products we're producing. Now what I will want to do with you, certainly by the end of this year, is to take the value of that embedded carbon dioxide equivalent in our food products and offset that using Rainforest Saver. So what Rainforest Saver is doing, certainly what I appreciate you doing, is you're allowing us to do this carbon offset. And I think Rainforest Saver is absolutely the organisation that I can think of that allows us to do this offset in a very pertinent and efficient way. So, you've done huge amounts of work on Rainforest Saver, so you've done us a real favour doing it, because it allows us then to make this claim the most sustainable food manufacturer on earth, which I think is a very good claim.
Well, that's an excellent claim.
Yes.
Yes. What we will have to do is to, I think, probably put a time scale on the estimates of carbon in from what we're doing.
Yeah.
And that's going to be about putting a figure on the number of trees that are really going in.
Yeah.
And it certainly we're going to need to do some work on trying to make some meaningful calculations, but I'm sure we can get that done.
Good.
And it's nice to have a partner asking us to do this properly.
Good. And what we'll then do is, we've got a running total. I mean, we're providing some money for Rainforest Saver now to sort of get things going. And then when we have that view of what, how much our contributions offset, if you see what I mean, then we'll amend our contributions to accommodate the CO2 equivalent that's embedded in the food that we're producing.
Yeah.
Now, one of the things I would like to do is you've got a project in Ecuador that's just started.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm planning on going to Peru in September.
Fantastic.
And Ecuador, as I'm sure you know, is next door neighbours.
Quite so. Yeah.
Peru. So,
yeah.
I was thinking it may be sensible for me to nip over in September when I'm in Peru and have a look at this Ecuador project myself.
Well, I think that's fantastic.
If that seems like a reasonable.
Yeah, that would be absolutely great, because it would be nice to have another pair of eyes on what's going on down there. But I must say the great thing is everything seems to be happening faster than planned. So long may this continue.
Good. Well, we want, as I said, you're doing us a real favour by having this project working now. So
That's great to see it that way.
Well, it's actually the reality of it. And I think that this is a very, very powerful claim.
Yeah.
And without the work that you've done, we wouldn't actually be able to make this claim. So, so it is useful thing. And,
Right.
and the other side of it too is our mission now, for 5 years our mission was to become the most sustainable food manufacturer on earth. We've now achieved that, certainly we're using this as a claim, and we hope we'll get challenged on it quite a bit.
Yeah.
Yet at the same time our mission now, we need now a new mission, and our mission is promote sustainability. So we're hoping that because deforestation is 1/3 of all of the climate change gas that the food chain emits, it'll give us an opportunity as well, working with the Rainforest Saver, to in a way educate, but certainly promulgate the view as to how destructive rainforests, slash and burn and
Yes.
deforestation
Yes.
is,
Yes.
both in terms of biodiversity, in terms of the social sort of structure that engenders, and also the tremendous impact, detrimental impact it has on climate as well.
Yes. What I really like about this partnership is the fact that what we're doing is enabling people to grow food
Yeah,
organically.
Yeah.
It's not just reforestation.
exactly.
So it's likewise about food,
Yeah, absolutely.
about sustainable food business.
Yeah, yeah.
And indeed, what we're really after is food sovereignty, not just food security.
Yeah.
So that
What's food sovereignty as opposed to food security?
food sovereignty means that you own your own production. You're not necessarily part of the commodity market, because you can have so-called food security. You'd be growing cocoa, but you're reliant on it's reliant on the world price,
Yeah.
and can cave in on you. Whereas if you are growing your family's food,
Yeah.
you have sovereignty.
Okay, yes.
And we fairly rapidly get into issues of land tenure and ownership and land grabs, all the things that people are up against.
Yeah.
We're dealing almost entirely with people that are living on the frontier of that.
Mm.
In Ecuador, it's the oil companies and the
Yeah.
vile pollution that's being left there. So,
Yeah.
yeah, that's what you're doing when you get to
Mm.
like the agri.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, and that would be very interesting
Yes.
as well. But
Yeah.
from my point of view, I think food sovereignty is absolutely essential. Yet my view is that the world is going to become sustainable. It's not a matter of shaking hands on it. It's a tautology.
Yes, indeed. Yes.
Yes.
Well, indeed. Yes.
It is tautological.
Yes.
You can't have an unsustainable system continuing ad infinitum.
No.
It's not possible.
Yes.
So society will become sustainable. What it is it's the state that society is when it becomes sustainable. And in my view, there's one of two options. Either we can take on and incorporate all of the complexity that there is now and move forward, evolve as a society to the next step, or we can collapse back. And I do think that it's either one or the other. So, and we need to get to a position, I'd prefer the first option. And if we are going to achieve that first option, and the mission in this business is to promote sustainability, so that is a sustainable society. If we're going to get there, then we need to do it quick, because I think we're now what's called, what I term the bifurcation point. A bifurcation.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's a term from complexity theory.
Right. Yeah.
And at a bifurcation point, you go from one stable state to a new stable state. You can't tell what the new stable state will be, and it's not linear; it's a non-linear development. But each stage you go through does have certain characteristics, and the characteristics is that you take all of the situation that there is in the, if you term it, more primitive state which we're in at the moment, and you incorporate all of that in new simple systems that are then almost working in the background in the new state. So that's certainly the situation that I want to get to, and our mission is to promote, that's the mission in this business, to promote it. Now, as I said, we need, in my view, to get there quickly. So I don't think we've got time to recreate all of the world systems anew. What we need to do is to take all of the systems that we've got now, including big corporations, including global trade, and to see what shape all of that's going to be in when we achieve this new situation. Now, what that means in terms of you're talking about food sovereignty or food, what was the other term?
Food sovereignty versus food security.
Yes, we see. I don't see it as versus.
No.
Do you see
Okay,
what I mean?
I'm really making the explaining the term.
Yeah. So
What needs not to be versus.
It needs not to be versus, and in a way, what I could almost see happening as this develops is certainly people need to have food sovereignty, which is why we're growing food around our factory to the degree that we are, to help people understand what food sovereignty and actually how much work food sovereignty is. Yet at the same time, there is a complete global system that is there to provide food for people, even if they're not doing all of their own food production themselves.
Sure.
So there is that element of food trade that I think needs to be incorporated into food sovereignty. So one of the things that, not immediately but in due course, maybe something worth looking at, is as this Rainforest Saver and the Inga Alley cropping develops, then to look at some of those crops, especially if we start planting things actually in the Inga Alleys, and have those to earn money.
Yes.
I think that those, money is a useful stuff. So if they can earn some money, I'm not saying monoculture, but to have some income coming in from crops that they're growing and they can sell, then I think that would be a useful addition to the mix. And we are, we buy, I was talking just this morning about buying, fair trade, and we buy certified fair trade ingredients from Chile and South Africa and Afghanistan and Africa and around the place now, and to develop that sort of supply chain from these communities again would be something that would be worth looking at.
Yeah. Very interesting. Yeah. Let's do it.
Yes, said good, and what I would like to do is, I like the idea, for instance, of being able to say to one of our customers, oh look, all of the carbon embedded in the food that we're supplying to you, we're offsetting in Cameroon or in Ecuador or in, where's the third one?
The third one's Honduras. Yeah.
So all of the carbon in these products is offset in these projects.
Yeah.
Working with Rainforest Saver.
Yeah.
I'm not doing, I'm trying to incorporate or sort of integrate all of these various things. So I don't feel that what this money I'm giving to you is charity.
Mm-hmm.
What it is it's part of our business development strategy.
Excellent.
If you see what I mean.
Yes. Yes.
So I want to use this
Mm-hmm.
as a tool both for explaining the implications of the food supply chain and also to help our business grow. Because one of the key ways I can promote sustainability is for Alara to become successful. We're successful now, but to become very successful.
This is great because what we would really like to see happen with Inga alley cropping is to get to the point where it is spreading without input from us of a charitable sort. And the farmers can develop a business model whereby trading will spread the use of Inga. It's early days, but we're kind of getting glimmers on the horizon now of how to make that happen.
Well, if we can help with that, then we'd be very keen to do so.
Yeah, great. All this is very nice to hear.
Good. How would you think we can go about getting some idea of the carbon capture that this Inga planting is generating? And then relating that back to the money that we're donating to make it happen.
Yes. I think there are quite a lot of factors that need to be, have some sort of figure put on them. Because we're growing trees, but we're pruning them. At pruning stage, we're producing firewood, which is available to stop another source of cutting in the forest. And we're producing mulch, which that's something that I think is interesting to look at, because obviously the rotting process of compost releases methane, but there's a lot of carbon capture activity, which is soil building, and it's time, I think, that we started to get some measurement of, or estimates of what we think is the balance in that.
Especially over time, because methane is released, but then it degrades pretty quickly as well.
Yes, and we're talking about an annual cycle. And the key part of the long-term fertility of Inga alleys is mycorrhizal fungus,
which is fixing nitrogen.
Which is fixing nitrogen. And no, it's not fixing nitrogen, but the fungal activity fixes carbon. Because it's building carbon things. The nitrogen is fixed by bacteria in the root nodule. That's a separate thing that's crucial.
That's why it works. Being is fixing nitrogen.
But the carbon fixing is really in two sectors. It's both the trees
absolutely.
and the soil building. But in the broader scheme, the carbon gain comes from not cutting forest and stopping slash and burn. And that, of course, is quite difficult to get real evidence and data of. Partly, of course, because it's something that people don't like to admit they're doing, etc. So I doubt we can ever get a very anything remotely perfect in terms of data on that. But I think we can develop a decently convincing picture.
Yeah, well, you know, I mean, the thing is that all of this, you know, we're in a post-sand science world here.
And
post-sand science.
Okay.
You know, I like this concept of
right.
sand science, you know,
Yes.
where what you get is you do an experiment and you get an absolute figure, and that absolute figure is the sand science result. You know, just to give you a linked example, we've got a database that's producing all of the carbon, you know, the embedded CO2 equivalent on our database. Now that we did, you know, a big project with the Carbon Trust, looking at one ingredient coming from one farm through one processor to us. And depending on the yield, the size of the grain, the wetness of the grain, you know, the weed load in the fields, just on that absolutely simplest supply chain, can either halve or double the, you know, CO2 equivalent load, and this is organic as well. So you know, minimum nitrous oxide release from it. So, you know, the whole thing has to be bootstrapped. You make the best estimate you can. You put those estimates out into the public domain, and then you
use nature to do the rest.
Well, yes, you know, and then you modify that data set according to best estimates. You know, if you've got a better estimate for this, that, and the other, then you incorporate it.
Yes.
You know, and I think that exactly in that same way that we're calculating carbon that is embedded in the food that we're selling, if we do it the same way the other way around. So look, the estimate that we've got in terms of this is how much this is reducing slash and burn farming, this is the amount of embedded carbon in the Inga that we're growing, this is the amount of mulch and carbon capture in the soils as it goes on. You know, we make a best estimate for that. And then put those in the public domain and have them available for scrutiny and modification as the new data sets come in relating to them.
Yes.
And I think that's, you know, so it's not going to be same science and this is exactly how it is. You know, this is our best estimate. And we're very happy to make it all publicly available in Bootstrap.
Well, I think it will be a fabulous job to do, because it will all help us to spread the message and everyone else that's working on this kind of agroforestry, because it's beyond Inga. I think it's very important with this research being done to find an equivalent African tree that's going on in Congo with people from Kew, and which is supported by Mike Hans, who's the person who did the original research on Inga. And that will be really interesting too. Well, we'll wait results.
So what are they doing in Cameroon then?
In Cameroon? Well, we started in Cameroon because the tree was already there, Inga edulis. And so it's an opportunity to get on with it without hanging about. But once there is an African tree available, it will be something that you can spread knowingly. Whereas Inga edulis not being an African tree, we would not be prepared to introduce it to Malawi, say.
Who's Mike Hans? I'm sure it's somebody I've heard of, but
well, Mike was the person who did all the work on developing and researching. He tested 7 different species of Inga in Honduras at part of the National University in La Ceiba. And Inga edulis came out top, along with a second Inga Östediana, which we've never used because it's less readily available. And interestingly, one of the key comparisons with 2 other trees that have been widely used in agroforestry around the world One's called Fluicidea, and the other, something the name escapes me, Cana. And basically, the maize crop planted with those just failed. And yeah, so anyway, my plans spent. Well, he originally went to Honduras probably around 1980 to work on flood control. And if you're working on flood control, you need to see how to do something about erosion.
Yeah.
And there were there were massive landslides going on, entirely resulting from slash and burn.
Yeah.
So the next step was, how do we find an alternative to slash and burn? And in fact, the first piece of research he did an MSc at Cambridge, demonstrating that the reason for infertility after excessive slash and burn was the loss of phosphorus, which everyone was claiming wasn't the case. So finding a system that also held the phosphorus, which appears to be one of the attributes of the mycorrhizal association with the finger trees, is a crucial part of it.
Okay, so it's not just nitrogen, but it's phosphorus as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, the thing is that phosphorus is going. Is it bioavailability, or are they just bringing phosphorus up from much deeper?
Well, in many cases, farmers have brought phosphorus in.
Yeah.
So a small, very small application of phosphorus brings it back.
Yeah.
But it depends on the soil. Most of the people that we've dealt with haven't put anything in, and it seems to be working fine.
I pee on my compost heap.
Yes.
Well,
absolutely.
Yeah. Good source of
chicken
phosphorus.
is very useful.
Chickens.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then you still, it is the phosphorus cycle, isn't it?
Yeah.
If you're feeding chickens with feed that's got phosphorus in, then you're going to get phosphorus beyond the soil, but it's still.
Yeah.
If you're talking, we're still giving food sovereignty here.
Well, I think, I'm slightly inclined to agree with James Lovelock that one of the purposes of mammals on this planet is to produce phosphorus. It's spreading around.
It's just not producing phosphorus, it's just making it bioavailable.
Yes, okay, that's it. Yes, indeed. Yeah. So, yes, we continue to cycle the cycles. Yeah.
Good. So I think that's probably, a very useful
Yes.
thing. So
Great.
So did you get all of that, Anne?
Mm-hmm.